This Barbie event just promised a dream weekend, and somehow they delivered a concrete warehouse with traffic cones instead.
Posted photos and videos of a large convention center that was sparsely decorated. Many people were upset over paying more than $70 a ticket for the event.
So over the weekend, hundreds of Barbie fans showed up to something called Barbie Dreamfest in Fort Lauderdale. And within like minutes, people realized, uh-oh, we've made a huge mistake coming here, because this was supposed to be the ultimate Barbie fan event. We're talking like, 3 full days of panels, fashion shows, celebrity guests, interactive exhibits, and a full-on pink immersive Barbie world. But instead, people walked into what attendees described as concrete gray floors, gray walls, gray ceilings, and it felt like being trapped in a big dark warehouse. Well, that doesn't sound too much like a Barbie universe. And honestly, I wish that was an exaggeration, but it's not, because after looking at some of these TikToks, oh boy. As we can clearly see, we have a bunch of people standing in a massive empty convention hall with the bare minimum decorations and almost zero energy whatsoever.
So you walk in the doors. The first thing I noticed, there's a lot of empty space. They advertise the roller skating thing pretty hard, but it's literally like a little square. It is so small, definitely just for little kids. This is the supposedly interactive dream house. You can see garbage on it now.
Hold up, like, is that a Barbie dream house? I take it back. There's energy there. It just feels cursed. She was showing an 80s roller skating rink, and it's just like some fencing around, the slab of concrete that's already there. And they're like, yep, 80s roller skating, guys. Welcome to Barbie world. But of course, it gets worse.
I thought on day one there would be a ton of people here. There definitely is not a ton of people here. These people are selling things that are not Barbie at all. That was kind of one of the things that sort of was odd, is how many vendors aren't even selling like Barbie people stuff.
Did all of these people get tricked into attending a flea market? Because you have a whole bunch of wide open space and random low effort scattered around setups. It just doesn't make sense. And what makes this so awful is people paid up to $449 and even over $500 for VIP passes to this thing. So I mean, this is a disaster. I mean, okay, if the entrance fee was like some $5 to $10 to charity to enter a flea market, fine. But $400 to $500 for this? So for the people who bought tickets for this event, yeah, you got robbed. There is no way to soften that blow. That was basically a highway robbery. So naturally, the people were not just disappointed, they were mad. And one attendee said, I bought the ticket the minute they went on sale. I thought it was going to be the most amazing Barbie thing I've ever been to. It was the worst experience. And then of course, you start seeing the comparisons rolling in. You have Fyre Fest, the Willy Wonka experience, even DashCon. That's definitely not an event you want to be associated with. But one TikTok literally captioned their video, POV, you spend $75 to $300 to go to Barbie Fyre Fest. And honestly, I mean, the deeper you look into this thing, the worse it gets, because on paper, this event sounded like it could work. It could be a good time, because the official schedule was packed, like genuinely. If you just looked at it, you would think it was a legit high-end convention. I mean, they allegedly had celebrity panels with Serena Williams, Angel Reese, fashion shows, and designer Q&As. Also, they had an interactive Barbie dream house, which, we saw how great that turned out. Then, of course, you have that 80s roller disco, which I've already kind of poked fun at a bit. A bike course that we saw, which also looked extremely underwhelming. A glam bar, workshops, yoga, meetups, apparently the whole 9 yards. It also just sounds very random. Like, who is going to a Barbie festival to do yoga? Paying $300 for yoga does not make sense. So obviously they were just going all in on selling it to the Barbie fans, and the marketing was showing adults roller skating under neon lights, dancing, taking photos in these huge pink installations, basically selling that this was going to be an immersive Barbie world. But unfortunately, when people showed up, obviously none of that was real. So let's start with the biggest one, the dream house. And this was supposed to be the centerpiece of the show. What people, I guess, got instead was a cardboard backdrop.
The Barbie Dream House. We're the life-sized Barbie Dream House right now, guys.
And I'm thinking, there'll be some kinks to work out. I'm sure. But not okay.
Wow. pose.
I mean, come on. Give this project to a high school arts and crafts class, and I swear they can come up with something better. This is straight up just a flat cutout with fake grass, a picnic blanket, and a parked van next to it. And then I guess people paid hundreds of dollars to see this. And then, of course, the roller rink, which was just a square on the concrete that's already there. What makes it so much worse is I feel like those metal barricades probably came with the venue. And obviously, there was no disco lights nor neon lights to be found. Then, of course, the bike course. And there you had 4 bikes, but they were all kids, even though adults had to sign waivers for them. And then you had one girl couldn't even participate because she was too tall for the only working bikes. And then you have the glam bar, which was supposed to be, I guess, a big feature. That was just closed. And honestly, this kind of feels less like a bad event and more like something that was just completely not finished whatsoever. Like they sold tickets to something that just didn't exist because multiple attractions were missing, broken, or just absolutely not as advertised. This feels way more like just an outright scam than a bad event. And I know I already said it, but I feel like you just kind of have to mention that some people were spending close to $500 just to get in. And that's before flights, before hotels, and all the other stuff. Like one attendee literally showed up with multiple handmade Barbie costumes, full outfits planned for each day, and never wore any of them. And then you have another person who said they flew in, spent hundreds, walked the event in under an hour, and just left. And now, here's where it gets even crazier, because even after paying all of that money to attend, a lot of the actual experiences inside cost money. So if you wanted a photo with Serena Williams, that was reportedly around $400 on top of your ticket. And then you had the swag bags. You know, the thing that's supposed to make you feel like you actually got something for your money? Well, people didn't get those. They had to pay extra money to get those things after paying so much money to get into this event, if you can even call it. But apparently people did get some things for free, which was a tiny bottle of hand sanitizer. Imagine spending hundreds of dollars to go to what you think is going to be Barbie Land, and you get this lousy bottle of hand sanitizer. And that's it. No real experience because it was just a cardboard cutout. Most of the attractions were closed. You just got bamboozled, I guess. But another attendee asked the staff where the rest of the swag was, and they were told it was delayed. And apparently, if you paid for a higher tier package, you got a hairbrush. I mean, come on. This is just such a joke. Then on top of that, the vendors, the people who paid thousands of dollars to be there, they were also complaining. One vendor said the event was so empty, they saw maybe 100 people a day, and that communication from the organizers basically just appeared as the weekend went on, which is insane because it wasn't long before the festival, the official Instagram was posting that it was close to selling out. I'm assuming that's just some last ditch marketing effort to try to sell more tickets because clearly this event was in dire straits from the start. So I guess it makes sense that vendors ended up closing their booths hours before it all ended. At the end of the day, the vendors didn't scam the people here, it's the organizers. The organizers allegedly scammed the vendors and everyone who paid for a ticket to go there, because this is just crazy. But the Instagram had plenty of high quality advertisements. I mean, they had a solid schedule that seemed super packed. They had well-known speakers, and the website was nice, but now it just shows a help email to contact, which I'm sure is getting a lot of action right now. But surprisingly, I mean, some attendees didn't seem too upset. Some people were just trying to be positive about the whole experience. But honestly, I don't know if I would trust her other reviews. And also, by the way, that was the only positive video I could find. Because again, people were really upset about this event. Within hours, TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, everything was just flooded with clips of this place looking honestly depressing. And the comments include person after person sharing their awful experiences. Some comments even claimed that their Instagram page was deleting their previous comments. So I mean, at a certain point, this thing got so big online, there was no way to ignore it anymore. Between TikToks going viral, people demanding refunds, and Barbie Fyre Fest trending everywhere, the organizers just had to say something. And I guess to their credit, they did respond. on. So you have Mischief Management, the company behind the event, put out a statement saying this: Mischief Management is incredibly grateful to everyone who joined Barbie Dreamfest, bringing fans together alongside of Barbie role models. Designers, partners, and global icons who embody the true spirit of Barbie was at the heart of the event. Barbie Dreamfest was created as an intimate fan convention designed to foster meaningful connection, inspiration, and closer access to Barbie and her world. And that was the response. Yeah, that's nice and all, but that doesn't really address anything. Like, people were very upset. Like, no mention whatsoever of the missing attractions, or the Dreamhouse situation, or the roller rink, or the glam bar, or the vendors, or how basically everything just wasn't as it was said. Who knows though, maybe they were just preparing for the lawsuits coming instead of addressing the situation. But they did confirm something pretty important. Apparently everyone's getting refunds, which is a massive win. The company said all ticket holders would receive full refunds back to their original payment method, typically within a few weeks. And Mattel, the actual company behind Barbie, also stepped in and said this was not their event, that Mischief Management licensed the Barbie brand for the event. What is unclear though is, will the vendors actually get refunds here? Because the vendors paid thousands of dollars to be there, and clearly people didn't show up, or at least nowhere near the amount of people they were expecting. And if anyone's gonna sue them, it's probably gonna be one of the vendors or the vendors together. But Mattel themselves said, we're working with Mischief Management, who are managing attendee feedback and issuing full refunds to everyone who purchased tickets. We want every fan experience to be an excellent one. Also, speaking of lawsuits, I would be a little bit worried if I was Mischief Management about Mattel, because you know, making a multi-billion-dollar brand look very bad like this, I don't think that's too smart. But apparently Mischief Management is a company that focuses on creating fan events, and apparently they've been putting together conventions for over 15 years. So how this happened is kind of beyond me, because again, I feel like this is something that like a high school club set up, not a professional agency that's been doing this for 15 years. That just doesn't make sense. But regardless, people still lost time, outfits, and so on, but at least they're getting their money back for the tickets, but they're not getting reimbursed for travel and hotels, I'm assuming at least. So at the end of the day, this will probably just be remembered as the Barbie Fyre Fest. But hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you want other ways to support the channel, you can go to Mad City for the coolest mouse mats in the world, or you can get some free gamer subs at gamersubs.gg/Atozy right down below, and use code Atozy for 10% off if you do actually choose to buy anything. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.